where the judge at the center of that high school track meet stabbing trial has been removed as the convicted teen is appealing his conviction. You might remember the case is when then 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony was involved in a confrontation with 17-year-old Austin Metcalf in the rival team's tent. That altercation turning deadly, with Anthony stabbing Metcalf. He claimed it was self-defense, but he was convicted of murder and sentenced to more than 30 years in prison. Anthony is black, Metcalf was white, and this case has sparked massive backlash, dividing the community, especially along the lines of race. And almost immediately after that June decision, his family said they plan to fight the verdict.
You say I'm upset? Hell yeah, I'm upset. I respected this process, but we gonna fight like hell to make sure that Collin County know that Karmelo Anthony is not going to go away.
Well, correspondent Xavier Walton is live in McKinney, Texas. So Xavier, Anthony's defense team argues the judge was not acting impartial after he spoke publicly about the case.
Nichole, that's exactly right. And that post-conviction fight for Karmelo Anthony's team really started today. And I'll tell you what, court started a little after 9. There were some delays, but it only took 1 hour. That's it for Karmelo Anthony's new defense team to convince this judge, that Judge John Roach, who presided over Anthony's trial back in June, that he should be recused. That's it. It took 1 hour. So just about an hour ago, there was a loud outroar outside of the courthouse. We went down there to see what happened. Inside the courtroom, I am told it was tense. I'm told it was emotional. A clip from an interview that Judge Roach, that you were just talking about, Nichole, did 2 days after Anthony was found guilty of first-degree murder, was played for the court to hear. Now, in that clip, Judge Roach agreed that the jury, quote, got it right. The Anthony defense team, his new defense team, says Judge Roach compromised his impartiality during that very interview. Here's what it sounded like for supporters of Karmelo Anthony after today's decision. Now, Roach has defended those restrictions that he initially put in place when it comes to media, cameras, and audio in a written statement, saying the overwhelming focus on my ruling regarding the media in the courtroom was to protect the process, witnesses, and jury. And that's one of the things at the forefront for the defense, saying that Roach would not allow these things. A visiting judge from South Texas named Sid Harrell, you know that name may sound familiar. That's because he's the judge who presided over the Uvalde School Resource Officer trial earlier this year. He's going to be back here tomorrow to handle Anthony's post-trial proceedings. But Nichole, I'll tell you what, before today, leading up to these two hearings, I reached out to legal experts, and they said that the Karmelo Anthony defense team had an uphill battle. And I think a lot of people, if you ask them, they will tell you that they were a little bit shocked by this decision, not only by the decision, but how quickly it was made, too, just 1 hour from the time that hearing started to when that decision was made by the judge today.
All right, so Xavier, some say this is an uphill battle, the defense now getting past that first hurdle, but now it's turning to its push for a new trial. What are they arguing went wrong during that trial?
So there are three big arguments, and we're going to start with this, the restrictions on public access, essentially closing down the courtroom. Now, if you'll recall, back in June, there were no cameras allowed. There was no audio allowed. So it really was people inside, and there was only like 9 or 10 media seats, too. And then there was like 28 public viewing areas. So it was a limited amount of people inside of that courtroom. So that's one of the main arguments. The second one is they say that prosecutors backed away from a so-called gentleman's agreement to keep certain character evidence out of the initial trial. That's another argument made by the defense. And the third is they're challenging the jury's instructions involving the self-defense claim. Now, the prosecution, Bill Werski, he did put out a statement saying the jury, heard extensive evidence over the course of the trial. This is back in June, obviously, returned a unanimous verdict. We remain confident in that verdict and the fairness of the proceedings. So obviously, both sides are sticking to their guns here, but the hearing on Anthony's request for a new trial is set for tomorrow at 9 a.m. As we're looking at these live pictures, there's still some people out here, but I'll tell you what, as soon as that decision came down, Nichole, you heard a loud roar from outside of the courtroom, and that's when we went down there. First hurdle for the Anthony team today. Second hurdle tomorrow, potentially a new trial. We'll have to wait and see. I should also mention there were families from both sides, both the Metcalf family and the Anthony family, inside of that courtroom 2 months following that guilty verdict. Nonetheless, very emotional. One hurdle today, another hurdle certainly going to be emotional again tomorrow.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.